let's continue with this. So now there could be a two different scenario which is possible. Let's say that we have an asset which is paying dividend.
So your screen is not visible.
Oh, yes, sorry. Can you see it now?
Yes.
An asset which is paying dividend. Let's say amount X, for we are looking for a one single time period, and in that time period we assume that there is only one single dividend which is X, and also which is known to us. Right. So this X, when we are talking about, let's say that present value of X how can we calculate the present value of this one dividend? By discounting it, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Let's say
Yes, sir.
maturity is period is T, so the present value I can simply write it as, right? In that case, the future value of this asset would be the spot price minus the present value of the dividend, and that times the future value when it is expiring. It's very simple. We can actually look into this one. If we know all the this X is basically dividend at time is equal to, let's say if time is equal to T1, correct, then we can replace this capital T with T1 and this with the T1. Right. So if you have a future, if you have a series of, in case you have a series of dividend, it's X1, X2, whatever it is, then what you can do is simply write the future value will be S0 minus present value of all X1, X2, and then you go with the formula for the future for finding out what will be the forward price. This is a very simple one. Are you being able to follow this? Because there's nothing. Only thing which happens is that if any asset is paying dividend, his spot value would decrease. That's all. Ashish,
Sir, can you repeat this once again?
which part?
Sir, this ft S0 minus x e to the power minus rt1 into
This one.
e to the power. Yes, sir.
Okay. Whenever the asset is growing, we'll try to see this one. You have an asset at t is equal to 0, and this is growing for a particular period of time. Let's say that, but what has happened is some amount of money you have received back, which is X, I'm calling it. Then the value of this asset would decrease. Right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's say this is the value here should have increased till let's say expiry. But what has happened that in between we have received back some of the cash, which is the amount X. It means that at that moment the price will drop, and now whatever will increase will not increase as it was the original one, but rather than with the discounted one. Right. So here the price will drop. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to see that, okay, let's assume is that X we got as at a time which is T1, correct? So because of this, correct, what will be the change in the spot price? So the spot price change will be S0 minus present value of X as a dividend. Now the future contract or the future price will be applied on S dash 0, which is the spot price accounting for the dividend rather than the actual spot price. Is it okay?
Sir, S dash 0 is the spot price at T equal to T1 or at T equal to 0?
No, at T is equal to 0, the spot price is S0. Right. But because the dividend has been given, so we have discounted that dividend to calculate what should have been the actual spot price.
So at T equal to T1, S dash naught is the spot price.
Come again?
At T equals to T1, S dash naught is the spot price.
No, at T is equal to T1, ST minus X is the spot price. This is a speculated one, correct? This is not the actual one. We all are trying to speculate what should have been the price, correct, when we are standing here. We are at T is equal to 0. Akshat, Soumyadeep, Paras. Yes, come again.
Sir, the dividend is an add-on from what if the stock prices are moving, sir, the dividend is an add-on, like it's more of a benefit. So why are we subtracting it from the spot price?
Right, because let's say that you are entering into the forward contract with me, correct? And you will get the asset after 1 year. So who will get the dividend, me or you?
So
because for 1 year the asset is with me, and after 1 year the asset will be with you. So in between 1 year, whatever is the dividend will be paid, it is actually I am who will be benefited. Please raise your hand if you
That's
want.
why, sir, sir, that's why at T equal to T1, the spot price, speculative spot price should be S of T minus X, and X
Yes.
is our dividend part
Right,
that we had got.
Right. Just after, because I'm here, I'm saying that what should have been the spot price just after, a second after the dividend has been paid.
Yes, sir.
Please raise your hand if you have understood. And the second case here, right? Now if asset has a carrying cost, correct? Suppose you enter into the contract for buying a petroleum product, let's say that, correct? So for this one, what you need is you need a big space to store. So there would be some kind of inventory cost. Do you agree with this or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. In that case, so let's say that if present value of all inventory cost is amount Y, then now my spot price would change to this, and my future price would become because try to understand, if you buy at t is equal to 0, you need to pay the storage cost along with, so your total payment would be how much? Actually this is what, if you buy at t is equal to 0. So this is the cost actually you are bearing. One part is that you are buying the asset. Second part, you have to pay some amount of money for as an inventory cost or storage cost, right? So somebody, if you have entered into the contract with somebody, actually he is the one who is paying the inventory cost. So when we are buying at capital T along with the spot price, correct, you are also paying, or he is also bearing the present value of all the carrying cost. Yes or no? It's very simple.
Yes, sir.
Ashish, Paras, Jatin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, shouldn't it be minus y, because then the cost will be incurred and it will get subtracted?
Ashish, can you please be louder? I think there is some problem in my audio today. Or please be louder.
Sir, shouldn't we minus the y from S naught?
Why minus? Because
The
the
cost incurred to buy from it.
additional cost is occurring, na?
But then that addition is right. Like when I buy it, I will be paying extra, and also for servicing, I will be paying the same y. So it will, end of the day, it will become
Ashish,
2y.
if you would have bought at t is equal to 0, correct, and you want to use that one at t is equal to capital T, correct. This is what is the future contract means, that you are speculating that at capital T you need that item. So when you have bought at t is equal to 0, you are not only paying the spot price, but for at t is equal to 0, but for using it as at expiry, you are also paying the inventory cost.
Yeah,
Right?
yes, sir.
So you are buying and you are
After we have
storing.
bought it, then we are paying.
Huh?
So S naught is the value that we will be paying. Like S naught is for buying and Y is for
There
the
could be
inventory.
two things which is possible. Let's try to understand. We can buy at t is equal to 0 and use at t is equal to capital T, right? In that case, at t is equal to 0, right, my net investment will be what? S naught plus Y,
S naught, yes, sir.
right? Or we enter into the forward contract. And at t is equal to capital T, we paid FT, correct? Right? Did
Yes,
you
sir.
get my? All right. So there, for no arbitrage, these two should be equal to, this should be the same. It means that either we can write it as the present value of FT, right? Sorry. Present value of the FT should be equal to S naught plus Y, or we should write it as a future value of S naught plus Y should be equal to FT for no arbitrage. And from any of this you apply, you will get this same formula. Is it clear, Ashish?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Sir, so f of t is equal to s dash naught e to the power rt, and the present value of f of t would be s naught plus y. Is that so?
What? Come again.
Sir, like f of t is equal to s naught 0, like s naught s dash naught e to the power rt, like
Uh-huh.
the arrow that you are showing
Yes.
at t equal to t,
Yeah.
and present value of f of t is equal to s naught plus y.
So we are saying that that should be equal with discount.
With discount. So okay, so then s naught, okay, then it is fine. Yeah. Okay.
When
So sir,
I'm comparing these two cash flow, which is happening in two different time period. Even if I'm not mentioning, please remember that when you are comparing two cash flow with the two different time period, you have to bring it either at the at the same time level. Then only we can compare. So either you can take the present value or you can take the future value.
so present value of f of t means what? Like at t equal to 0 or at t equal to capital T?
So present value of ft would be this one. Present value of ft.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's clear. Yes, sir. Oh.
So that's was the two things before I move on to the future one. If anybody having any problem, please ask. Right? Otherwise, I will enter into the and try to talk about the future contract. Please raise your hand if I can go with the future contract. Right. So let's first talk about what is the difference between the forward and future. So the first thing is forward contract is private one between the two parties. But future is controlled one. It means that there should be a regulatory body in between which is basically looking after this future contract. So try to understand. If I go with the forward one, all right, if we have a forward contract, so there is a buyer and there is a seller. They know each other and they enter into the forward contract. But if you have a future contract, sorry, if you have a future contract, it may be possible that buyer and seller, they don't know each other. You have a clearing body, or you can say that this is an institute, financial institute, which is governing this. So the buyer is dealing with the financial institute and seller is also dealing with the financial institute. They might not be knowing each other, buyer and seller. Is it okay? So there is somebody in between buyer and seller. Second thing, the second important difference is that the future contract can be traded. So it has a secondary market. You can buy or sell the future contract. So how the third one is how the price is being settled. Right. So let's say that if you have entered into the forward contract, you sign the contract at t is equal to 0. Nothing happens before the expiry. And finally, at the expiry, all right, buyer pays the money to the seller and seller given the asset. As simple as that. But in future, right, settlement is done periodically. So let's see the example, then we will try to understand. So let's say that we have a buyer, then we have a financial institute, and then we have a seller, and they agreed on a future price which is, let's say, 100, and expiry time T is equal to, let's say, that 3 months, right? Now let's say that today, if the price is 102, if the price is more or less, if the today's spot price, let's say that we signed the contract is equal to 3 months at, let's say, that 1st of September. Right, and today's spot price today is what, 8, am I right? 8th of September. Suppose the spot price has become 102. What will happen is that, right, at the end of the today's trading, whatever is the spot price today, right, who if today buyer wants to get this product, he has to pay 2 rupees extra.
Yes, sir.
So rupees 2 will be paid back from the seller to the buyer. What if tomorrow, let's say that if the price becomes 98, then 2 rupees will be paid from the buyer to the seller, and so on and so on. Are you getting this concept?
No, sir. Can you repeat, sir?
No, sir.
Right. Suppose if the price has become 102, correct? When we have entered into the contract, the future price was 100, but now the price has become 102, correct? So this 2 rupees extra will be paid from the seller to the buyer, so that apart from 100, he can add these 2 rupees and actually he can buy from the spot market. And if the price has become 98, it means that the price is less now, right? So buyer, how much, if now buyer has to pay rupees 2 to compensate this?
So does that
Come again.
mean that the future price
Your voice is breaking. Who is this, please?
of 100 reset at 100 every morning?
Ashish, come again, please.
Sir, my network is poor. I'll type it in the chat box.
All right, please do this one. Anybody having any doubt, please ask. You know what I mean? This works.
So, sir, the price will always be 100. So, like, if buyer is getting lost, then seller will pay 2 rupees back to the buyer. If seller is getting in loss, then buyer will pay 2
Try to
rupees
understand
to seller.
this compensate. This settlement is being doing continuously till the expiry. This is the regulation, first of all. Right, to understand how it is happening, try to understand this, that the buyer and seller has agreed to buy or sell at the price 100. But if today market price has become 102, did you get my point? Right? Seller can sell it to the 102, and buyer can also get it in at 102. Right?
Okay, yes, sir.
right? But buyer has to pay only 100 to the seller,
Yes, sir.
right? It means that because the market price has increased, seller has to return back some amount of money so that buyer can actually, even if he is buying at 102, he has got back rupees 2 from the seller so that he can sell it at 100. Sorry, he can buy it at
Yes,
100.
sir. Yes, sir.
Similarly,
Yes, sir.
similarly, if the price has decreased to 98, buyer can buy at 98,
Yes, sir.
correct? And seller can also buy at 98, sell at 98.
Yes, sir.
But seller and they have agreed to sell at 100. So there is a 2 rupees loss from the seller side.
Yes, sir.
So who will compensate that one? Buyer will going to
Buyer.
give that 2 rupees to seller.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it
Got
is being settled. I mean, this 100 rupees is a for future contract price, which they have agreed whenever they have bought it till the expiry, right? So
Yes, sir.
depending upon whether
Yes.
they have bought, if they have bought in the first time when the contract was issued, or they have bought it in the secondary market. So we do not like it, write it as t is equal to 0. Rather, this future contract, because it has a secondary market, we don't know from where it has started. So even if we are t is equal to 0 today, this future contract could have started well before in the past. We only look for from today onwards till when you have bought till the expiry, right? Till this expiry, if the settlement period is every day, this will happen every day, and then the finally t is equal to expiry, right? With the 100 rupees, it will be settled down.
Sir, then what is the, like, why then we are saying that price is going to 102 and 98? Because ultimately, like, 100 rupees will be only be debited or credited to buyer or seller respectively.
Right.
Then what
Look,
is, yeah.
because try to understand that these buyer and seller, because this is a future contract, you are a trader, you don't need an asset. Maybe you don't need an asset. What you are looking for is that if I enter into the future contract, and if I can, if my future contract price is 100, and at that time period, if the price increases, my gain will be what? The difference between that particular, at that expiry, whatever is the market price minus the future price.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So you assume that this buyer and seller may not be actually using the asset. This seller might not have an asset, and this buyer does not need an asset. So whatever is their gain is whatever is the future price and difference between the future price and the spot price. All right. That's why this rupees 2 has come into the picture. Because let's say
Yes,
that at the expiry, which when we call it as an expiry, so expiry will be, let's say that 30th of November 2021, right? And at
Yes, sir.
that time, let's say that somehow we have entered into that one, and the spot price at that time, right, is 110, correct?
Okay, sir.
So what is happening? Seller is basically, it's not that the buyer is now giving 100 rupees and seller is giving the asset. Seller is paying back rupees 10 at this moment. Seller is going to pay back buyer 100 rupees 10. So if buyer want to buy an asset, correct, he has 100 rupees,
Yes, sir.
which he agreed to buy. Now he will add that 10 rupees from the seller, go into the market and buy the item. He can do that
Yes,
one,
sir.
right? Because he
Yes,
need
sir.
extra 10 rupees,
Yes, sir.
correct? So this 10 rupees would be only given from the seller side to the buyer. Next case,
Yes, sir.
case 2, if you understand this, case 2, if on this day the spot price become 90, right? In that case, buyer will pay back 10 rupees to the seller, because if the seller wants to sell into the market, he can sell it until only on rupees 10, only at rupees 90. So there is a loss of 10 rupees which will be compensated by the buyer.
Yes, sir.
Sir, after the buyer
So,
has,
sir, like,
would the final price be reset at 100 or would it still stay at 90?
No, price would remain 100. Price would remain 100.
So whenever a new period starts, then the price is
New
reset
period
at the,
means, what do you mean by the
like
new period?
like the settlement only occurs after the closing has been done at the clearing house, right?
Each day, if it is the settlement is being done each day, that at the end of the day, before
Yeah.
the ending of the day, yes.
So let's say the buyer paid 10 rupees to the seller and on the next morning, then the price would it be reset to 100 because we have already transacted the 10?
The price would be set, price would remain, the base price which we are looking for, who is going to pay, buyer or seller, that will remain at 100.
Okay, so let's say on day one the price became 90, so the buyer paid 10 rupees. Then on day two it went to 85. So would the buyer again pay 15 or would he only pay 5 rupees?
5 rupees.
Okay, got it.
so, sir, like in case one, sir, the benefit would be to this basically buyer, sir. Like, sir, in case one or case two, sir, like ultimately at the last point, like at the expiry point, there will be the benefit either to the buyer or either to the seller. Like one will be getting in loss and one will be getting in profit, sir.
Yes, so what is happening is they are trying to understand into perspective is that future is that we have entered into the future one, but future is basically looking at each, if the settlement is what is the, how the spot price is following, correct? So basically if you look here carefully, any for stochastically we can say that the future price, correct? Just a minute. Can you see the OneNote?
Yes, sir.
Right. If I say that we are at time t and we are trying to find it out what will be the future value of expiry, which is capital T, it is the expected value of the spot price given that, correct, what was the spot price at time t, a small t. So it's kind of a random walk. We'll talk about this one. So then asset can start from, let's say, S naught and this ST. Each day, how the prices may be going up and down, and then this would be the spot price, correct? This is, I'm talking about the spot price. And if you see this one, correct, future is basically anticipating what would be the spot price, or other way around, it is limiting value of the spot price. We'll talk about this one when we will do the using the stochastic part. Even if you don't understand, don't worry, we will discuss about this again.
Sir, my question is, yes, sir. So my question is that, sir, ultimately, sir, between the game, like from S0 to ST, like price would be 100. Like buyer will give 10 rupees or seller will give 10, whatever. But sir, the whole game will end at the point of S of T. At
Yes.
that point of S of T, like either buyer would be the finally the winner, or maybe the seller would be the will be the final winner in case of
Yes,
profit. Basically.
depending upon at S of T, what is the spot price. So that's why
Yes.
future market is a very risky one. Yes, we can
Yes,
say
sir.
that we have a very, why? Because if you try to understand, if you buy an stock, Correct. You do not have a deadline that this is the time when it will be expired. Even if the market is volatile and your stock is not working, I mean not giving you a good return. If you wait for some more time, maybe with the period time, the risk might decrease, and you might get a return in the longer period. But because first thing that if future is a time bound one, so the risk becomes very high.
Yes, sir. Because when it is ending, like when the period is ending, at
Right.
that point of time, the loss or profit will be decided.
Correct.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Got it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right.
Sir, in each of the cases, at the end of each day, the difference between the spot price and future contract price will be paid, right?
Which one?
Sir, at the end of each day, uh, what is to be paid is the difference between the spot price and future contract price.
No, 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 no. Try to understand. Again, I am writing it so that it will be clear. I think Ashish was asking the same question. Let's say that there is a buyer and clearing house and the seller. Correct? If let's say the future price is 100 and today I'm writing S naught is 90. Right? Who is going to pay 10 rupees? Buyer is going to pay 10 rupees to the seller.
Yes.
Right? If it has become 85, again, how much buyer should pay to the seller? 15 or 5?
5. Okay,
Yes.
5 more.
Yes, now you will be able to get that one. So although this is at this day, they have, according to them, the price is 90. So you will see that last, what was the value according to the last one, and the payment will be done.
Okay,
Correct.
got it.
But
Got
if you
it,
look
sir.
for the net payment, if you try to calculate the net payment, which is 15 now, 15 will be the difference between this 85 and 100. So now let's say that on day 3, the price becomes 95. In that case, 10 rupees will be paid from the seller to the buyer. So for the buyer, now it will be minus 10, minus 5, and plus 10. So you can find it out. The difference is minus 5. It means that the price is 95. Are you getting this
Okay, sir,
part?
got it. Yes, sir, yes, I got it.
Otherwise, if every day, if you try to see what is the difference, then it will be too much. Okay, so before ending this future one, right, I give you a scenario, and that will be the basic of options. So let's start here. Let's say that I give you a situation. Suppose that after 3 months, correct, maybe in December, all right, one of you have got an internship in US and you want to go there, and US speculated that you need $100 after 3 months. Correct? What all things you see that if the current exchange rate, if the current exchange rate is rupees 65 per dollar, and because you have studied finance and you have seen the market, what you are speculating is that after 3 months, this exchange rate can be either rupees 62 or 70. All right. So you can always ask that why we have taken only these two, because we generally start with this simple one where the prices is either increasing and decreasing. Right, this is a part of a binomial model, but today I'm not going to talk about that one. But let me give you the a brief introduction that how options works. Then, so suppose this person is Ashish. I hope I can take your name. Okay, is it okay, Ashish?
Yes, sir, it's fine.
Right, and another is Akshat. Right. So Akshat is the one who is a broker. He is selling and buying dollars in the market. Right. So Ashish went to the Akshat and say that after 3 months, correct, I'll buy. Right, I'll buy $100 from you if price is 75 in the market. Right, and I'll buy $100 from you at a price if the market price is 75, but I will buy at 65 only. Did you get my point? So irrespective of whatever is happening in the market, correct, we said that okay, Ashish, in the forward contract what we had is that whatever happening in the market, we have to either buy or sell depending upon whether we have entered into the long position or the short position. Here Ashish said to the Akshat that I will come to you only if the market price is 75 and I'll buy from you at the price 65. So I'm defining what would be my selling price, correct? And I'm also giving a condition that I'll come to you when the market price is 75. If it is 62, I will not come to you, rather I'll go to the market and I'll buy from the market. This is something called option. So in forward contract, you try to understand that one is that irrespective of, suppose we want to buy, we have entered into the contract of buying, right, at a price 100. But at expiry of the forward contract, if the market price is 90, we are at loss. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
We are at loss. So the difference in the forward and the option, once we are getting it, that we enter into a contract where we, if we want to buy, we will buy. If we don't want to buy, we will not buy. So the first difference between the forward and option is option can be exercised, cannot be. Forward has to be exercised. Are you getting this concept?
So sir,
Yes, sir.
this after 3 months I will like this is option or this is a forward contract?
This is an option. This is an option because
Okay.
we have already finished the part of the forward and future. This is an option. I'm starting with an option, giving a scenario that Ashish said that he will only come to the Akshat when the market price is high, 75. But they have agreed that they will buy or sell at the price 65.
Sir, why would Akshat
Sir,
agree on that?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now
Yes, sir, exactly.
because now for giving this option, Akshat is charging some amount of money. Right. So this, how to calculate this amount of money, what should be the option price, is basically if I'm giving you an option to whether you want to buy, you buy, and at the predefined price we will sell. Akshat will charge some amount of money from the Ashish. This is called the option premium price. And in the binomial model, in the Black-Scholes model, we try to find it out what should have been the option price. So tomorrow class, with the same scenario, right, we will calculate correct how much Akshat should charge. Is it okay? Tomorrow we'll see, right, that what kind of linear equations we are writing so that we can actually be able to calculate how much Akshat should charge from the RCs. Or Ashish should also know that whether Akshat is charging the right amount or not. So tomorrow we'll see from this one.
So in that case, Akshat will charge no matter what the condition.